When even the mainstream media is talking about how bad the new Star Wars Outlaws trailer looks, you Disney Star Wars shills might want to pack it in. Welcome back to Words of Paradise. I'm your host, Leon Idle, and looky from Forbes, the new Star Wars Outlaws trailer looks shockingly bad. We're gonna get into this. Before we do, hit that subscribe button. I'm a nerdy news channel. I bring you nerdy news almost every day, and with there being massive discourse around this game for very obvious reasons, notably the uglification of women in gaming, and even if this particular character isn't quote-unquote ugly, she is definitely defeminized and does not look like the model who is portraying the character. And even Forbes is coming out and saying it, albeit in a very nice way because they don't want to step on toes. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at what this says. Again, Forbes is not exactly, they're not exactly known for their anti-woke takes, but they put it as nice as they can as to appease both sides. You gotta kind of give them some credit. Something is very off about the first trailer for Ubisoft's upcoming Star Wars Outlaws. It's hard to pinpoint exactly what it is, but I found myself deeply unimpressed by just about all of it, which is a shame since it sounds like the kind of game I'd really enjoy. And you know what? If it weren't being done by Ubisoft and it weren't being done in the Disney Star Wars era, I would also really enjoy this, but apathy is set in. Nobody cares about Star Wars anymore. Even longtime massive fans like your boy here, who's got a home-built lightsaber behind him, has Heir to the Empire behind him, does not care about this. So there's so much wrong with this game beyond just the uglification of the main character, although I will say that is going to be a large driving force behind a lot of the discussion about it. No, I reacted to the trailer. I had some thoughts on the trailer. And there was no magic there. It just didn't grab me. Believe it or not, the Disney Star Wars era has given us some good Star Wars games, namely Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order and, from what I hear, Survivor. But at the end of the day, when you look at what's going on here at Forbes, apparently even shills, because when you get to this article, you will acknowledge the dude who wrote this is a Disney Star Wars fan, is saying the same stuff we're saying, just maybe with some more tact that makes it a bit more palatable. And we're not really going to read this paragraph. He's just talking about the voice actors. I don't know about you, but I think this looks pretty bad. The graphics are okay, but facial animations are wooden. Huh. It's almost like that's what we've been saying since the trailer dropped, but y'all been saying that we've never seen a woman before, that we just want porn in our games. It's the same arguments you've been making for Stellar Blade, like, oh, look at these porn-addicted individuals that just want to see sexy women. Well, yes, we do want to see sexy women, but the character models just also don't look good. It's not just Kay Vest that doesn't look good, mind you. The main bad guy, like Sliro or Cirlo, or yeah, I think it's Sliro, just generic, average, wooden, like, this may, graphically, the facial animations are a step up above Bethesda, but when we say that, you say that we've never seen a woman before, that we only want to see sexy women, which, obviously, when you got somebody who's writing an article like this, that is a fan of Disney Star Wars saying the same thing, maybe there's some merit to the claims. Well, you'll listen to this dude because he's on your side of the political aisle, maybe, that's my best hope. The dialogue is stilted, and there's something about it that makes it feel like the game is simply masquerading as a Star Wars title. I can tell you what that is. It's the fact that it's not Star Wars. It's Disney Star Wars, which has been masquerading as Star Wars since about 2012, or whenever that purchase happened. I think the dialogue issues are less about the main cast and more about the supporting cast. There's a pretty good chunk of exposition explaining the precarious situation Kay is in from a guy named Jalen Vrax, and the delivery is just terribly flat. And I remember thinking this exact same thing when the trailer dropped. Like, just like in films, there was an overabundance of exposition, none that we really needed. It felt like they were trying to just hype up Kay way too much. I get it, you know, oh, the world, the underground's new favorite outlaw, new favorite smuggler, or whatever it was. That, like, dude, you don't need to hype up this character, this brand new female brunette character that we haven't seen in 1,000 Star Wars Disney projects up to this point. It's like, just play the game, let the game itself hype her up. You didn't do a good job selling it. Why include so much of it in the trailer? Bizarre. Fortunately, the gameplay trailer looks much better than the story trailer, which could mean a number of things. It could mean this is just a bad trailer, for starters. It could also mean the story and dialogue stuff will be bad, but the gameplay will be great fun. I suppose I could live with that. And you know what? That's totally fair. Where do you guys sit on that? Because if the gameplay is fun, will you still play it? I mean, I don't know. I probably won't, just on account of it's Disney Star Wars. But like I said earlier, some of their games have been some absolute hits, and I've given them a pass in the past. I mean, I would absolutely give this game a shot if it's got some fun gameplay. But it's Star Wars. I would want a passable story, and nothing, literally nothing about this trailer gives me the vibe of passable story. So, I don't know, I'm glad he could live with that. I couldn't. Maybe you guys can as well. It's interesting also to get back to the world premiere trailer, a CGI trailer, and how much better everything looked. Gonna upset Cult Classic Cage with this one, talking about CGI only trailers. I don't mean just the graphics, I mean how characters look in general. For instance, the bad guy Sliro, not sure that's how you spell it, looks like this in the new trailer versus the announcement trailer. And yeah, it's not just K-Vest that looks absolutely awful. Now, granted, I still think this character model looks a million times better than the female model, than the actual character model for K-Vest. I don't know what the actor for this individual looks like, but given how male actors very, very frequently look almost exactly identical to the character model that they're based on, I'd be willing to bet that this is pretty accurate as well. Now, granted, is it a step down from this? Yes, it is, but that's just the magic of CGI trailers in gaming nowadays. They reel you in with these beautiful graphics that have literally nothing that correlates to the actual gameplay itself. Now here's the best part though, here's where they compare the two. Even K-Vest herself has been downgraded in the latest trailer, looking less like the actor who plays her. What argument have we been making for the last several days now about how the actress doesn't look like the character? It's almost like homeboy here agrees with what we're saying because it's factually accurate. You see all these shills on X who are not, oh, these guys have just never seen lighting before, never seen a woman without makeup before. Well, here's K-Vest in the original trailer, looking notably different than right here. And no, this is not just an out of context screenshot, as so many individuals have been saying. You can pull any screenshot from that trailer and she looks nothing like the actress that's supposedly portraying her. Is she the ugliest woman we've seen in video games and in the modern westernized version of gaming? No, that would be objectively false. It would be ridiculous to say so. But yes, it is also notable that she's 100% downgraded, less feminized. I mean, look, at this point, you can call us anti-woke, you can call us reactionaries, but we're just calling out very obvious facts. Like, I saw people trying to use this one on the left on X, trying to say, how can you say that she's ugly? Well, this isn't from the same trailer. It's from an old trailer where, yes, she actually does look notably better, having both her hair and face changed in subtle yet puzzling ways. Yeah, I would agree. I'm also quite puzzled as to why they would take somebody as beautiful as Humberly and do this to her. There's only one option. There's only one reason. Because they are trying to defeminize women in gaming. Because they are so upset at the male gaze. Because they want to capture the trans gaze. Because they don't want new men enjoying their Star Wars products. Because after all, the Force is female. But again, this isn't just limited to Star Wars. We've seen it with multiple female characters over the last half decade. From once as iconic as Lara Croft from Tomb Raider to, the Horizon Zero Dawn girl Aloy looking like Nikado Avocado, honestly enough. So yeah, while this one isn't egregious as either of those two, you can't say that we're wrong. It's right here in front of our faces. Just compare the two and just own it. Admit you're wrong. It's cool. You don't have to go full-blown anti-woke just because we were right about something, but maybe do yourselves a solid and at least acknowledge, all right, we screwed up, we were wrong about this, because even Forbes is saying so. I don't exactly know if Forbes is known for their bastions of being knowledgeable in Star Wars, but they're hitting the nail pretty on the head here, despite how lightly they're trying to tread. Everything feels cheaper in the story trailer than in either previous gameplay trailer or announcement trailer. I guess I'm just a little shocked at how bad it looks when both those trailers had me pretty hyped for this game. ND5's looks great though, and Nyx's cuteness cannot be denied. I guess, like, I won't lie, I don't find this creature particularly cute. Maybe that's because Star Wars has been trying to do that with, like, every game lately. But, like you had it with BD1 in the Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order and Jedi Survivor games. You had that weird little creature, the alien race, I can't remember, that you find that scuttles all throughout your ship. Like, I'll be real, I don't need it. I grew up with Ewoks. I like Ewoks. That's the extent of the cuteness mascot style characters I need. This thing's never going to be Pikachu no matter how much Ubisoft wants it to be. For now, I'll remain skeptical but hopeful this game will be a worthy Star Wars adventure. And you know what? I'm glad you get that, buddy. Most of us don't have that hope anymore. There is no new hope. There's no Obi-Wan Kenobi coming to be our only hope. We're dead. The apathy is set in. Star Wars is dead to us. For those of you still clinging to its cold, shallow corpse, I wish you nothing but the best. You're not going to get what you want out of this. Maybe we'll get what we want out of Star Wars Eclipse if that game ever comes out, but you're not going to get what you want out of this, except, again, maybe some good gameplay, but again, it's Ubisoft. I doubt it. If you even decide to shell out the money for it, because they're wanting $120, $110, and $130 special editions for this game when it's a single-player adventure with a battle pass, and it gives you like a digital art book and some cosmetics. That is, even if this game is awesome, they are trying to rape you. Absolutely. They're trying to take you in a back alley and do what Brock Turner did to that woman in like 2016 or whatever. They're trying to Brock Turner you with the price of this Star Wars game. I love the idea of a game that isn't about Jedi, Sith, or any of that. I do as well, but I would love it about a character we care about, like Han Solo, not this character that nobody knows, that nobody cares about, whose pre-order bonus is the costumes for Han Solo and Lando Calrissian, male characters of a bit of a shady origin that we actually give a shit about. There's one reason I love Andor so much, and Rogue One, and while Solo, a Star Wars story, wasn't perfect, again, you see how soft they're trying to be about the Disney era of Star Wars, despite the fact that you can tell from the writing that even this guy is just like fed up, and we'll like look, I mean, this is what the guy looks like. This is Eric Kane right here. Let's be real. Pretty stoic-looking individual to me. He's got that got that look. Oh man, there we go. He's just got that look about him that just shows I vote Democrat and let my girlfriend peg me. But again, let's just, assuming he's even got a girlfriend, it isn't actually full-on gay. All the Underworld stuff was very enjoyable. It appears this game is tied to all the Syndicate stuff in the film, including one of its main characters. But you're a writer. Like, I talk off the cuff. I understand sometimes I repeat my words, but all the Underworld stuff was very enjoyable. It appears this game is tied to all the Syndicate stuff. You're writing for Forbes. I want you to have a better vocabulary than using stuff 2 times so close together. Just hit up thesaurus.com, including one of the main characters. Does that mean we'll get some Darth Maul? We shall see. Ubisoft hasn't exactly been doing itself any favors with the news. The game will be incredibly pricey special editions, an early access period for pre-orders, and season pass, italics, for a single-player game. All also valid criticisms, because believe it or not, real gamers, which I've been throwing some shade at this Eric Kane guy, mostly for the lulz. I actually got nothing against him. I don't really know of any of his work or whatnot, but yeah, real gamers can throw shade at the fact that this woman looks like a dude, that they have notably defeminized her, and also be upset at just how bad of a game, selling philosophy this is to sell you the normal game for $70, then $110 special edition, then $130 ultimate edition, none of which actually grant you any extra value except for people that are like, yeah, I want to play this 3 days early because for some reason I haven't given up on Disney Star Wars yet. Consume, consume, consume! Quit bleeding us dry, Ubi. Maybe we will be a little more inclined to trust your games. Again, this is the mainstream media. 4 years ago, 3 years ago, 2 years ago, would you have imagined Forbes writing an article trashing, straight up dogpiling on a Star Wars product, on something that Disney was making? The title was that the trailer looked shockingly bad. It doesn't get more blunt than that. This is being rejected by these same people that used to bend over backwards begging the House of Mousewiss for their goodie bags, and they're just now giving up. Or if they're not giving up, they're going in half-hearted. And frankly, as somebody who gave up on Disney Star Wars a long time ago, it's nice to see others doing the same. Keep trying it, Disney. Keep trying it, Ubisoft. We don't care. No one's gonna pay $130 for this, Extreme Ultimate Edition for a game that nobody cares about, starring a female character that nobody gives a damn about, and frankly will not be remembered and will not go down in the annals of history of classic characters like Luke Skywalker, like Kyle Katarn, like Han Solo, like even Mace goddamn Windu. No, I'm sorry. You lost the plot. You lost so many sales on this just by announcing the price point, let alone all the indications of wokeness going on behind the scenes. But that's what we need to expect now from Disney, from Star Wars, and that's what the vast majority of us who actually know what's going on in the world have been expecting for the last half decade or more. But those are just my opinions. Let me know yours in the comments down below, or let me know on X, where you can find me at Bolt the Word. And please do subscribe. I'm a nerdy news channel. I cover nerdy news every day. Not always about Star Wars or gaming, but it's a pretty big story right now, and I think it's worth noting that even the mainstream media is turning on it, which is just fascinating to see in real time, because we are winning. So hit that subscribe button, check me out on Instagram at wordsofparadise_Leon, and become a member for $4.99 a month. You can join the Discord, interact with all those crazy vital idols. We are over 50 members strong. You get to choose the articles that I cover on a day-to-day basis. You get to choose videos for me to react to on my live streams. I think it's a blast. You can also use discount code VITALIDOL, get yourself some money off of merch, and by all means, check me out next time because it's all here in the Nerdosphere. This has been Words of Paradise.